It's 90 minutes before the open. It is Friday, January 15th, and I thought I would do a really early video this morning. Take a look at the market. Got a little bit of a pullback taking place, but there's still some decent values out there and some stocks that really want to move higher. On this pullback, we want to see support established, and then these will be some of the stocks that you want to take a look at today. First, let's start with the market. This is a screenshot of the daily chart, SPY. This is an upward sloping channel. You can see that it's been nice and gradual. These are usually resolved in a couple of different ways. One way is that the S&P 500 starts to move sideways, 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 and it gets trapped in a horizontal range. Eventually, it rolls over. The other is a bullish climax where you get a huge spike up through the upper end of the channel on a couple of long green candles closing on their high. If that scenario plays out, I think we could get to SPY 390. 400 might be a little bit of a stretch. How might that possibly happen? Well, we do have a $1.9 trillion stimulus package that has been talked about. Joe Biden revealed it yesterday. That certainly would get buyers excited. We also have mega cap tech earnings coming up in about 2 weeks. That also typically keeps buyers engaged. Now, big tech companies have actually not suffered from the coronavirus like most of the other companies have, so their earnings could actually be quite good. We've got bank earnings coming out right now. I don't anticipate a lot more upside to the financial sector. So the bottom line is that we have to be careful because we're getting a pullback today. Is this pullback going to lead to a breakdown below this upward sloping end of the channel? I don't believe so. I believe that we may come back down to it and find support and then start to rally back up again. That would be the most likely scenario as far as I'm concerned. Now, there are a lot of dark clouds that are looming. If you'd like to know more about the fundamentals, you can always click in the description area of this YouTube video. I'll have a link to my Twitter feed, and then that way you can get my pre-open market comments each and every day. You know exactly what's driving the action. But for right now, there's a little pullback coming. I believe that we'll find support and then the market will be able to rally. This is your stop out point right here, this upward sloping trend line right here. And it comes into play right at about SPY 370. If we crack down through SPY 370 with ease over the course of the next few days with long red candles closing on their low, then we have to be super careful. I don't believe that's going to happen given tech earnings and the big stimulus package that's being talked about. So view this pullback that we're getting this morning. The S&P futures are down about 15 points. I believe that we search for support and we eventually find it. Let's go into a 30-minute chart and I'll talk about this pattern right here. So I'd mentioned a couple of ways that this can be resolved, and one of them is that the market starts to go into a horizontal trading range. So I'm going to click on the 30-minute chart. There you can see there's your horizontal trading range right here, and you've got the lower end of it coming across about like this, and you have the upper end at the all-time high. So you can see it very clearly right here at about the 377 support level. That is going to be breached this morning. Not by a lot, but we're going to test it. So we want to see 377 support hold this morning. If it doesn't, then we're likely to come down, probably down to this 374 level and test that. So watch for the support. We've already touched it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This will be. Let's see if it holds today. If it does, and we get a nice little bounce early in the day, and we retest it, and after about an hour and a half, the market is able to hold that low, then I think there's going to be a rally. This is the most likely scenario that I see playing out today. And that's why we're going to focus on some bullish stocks that I think will work out really well for you. Now, if you followed my video 2 days ago, I highlighted a couple of stocks. ZM was one of them. I really like this stock. Now, it's got to get through the 50-day moving average, and it's going to be able to do that today. You can see this downward sloping trend line here that started all the way back in October, and I'll drop it right there. That is a nice little breakout right there, and I think that it's going to challenge the 50-day this morning. I believe the stock is up $10 this morning, and it could even run up to the 100-day moving average. So This is definitely a stock to continue to watch. APPS was another one that I had highlighted. I like that. You can see this bullish flag formation. There's the pole. There's the downward sloping trend line. There's the breakout right here above it. I think the stock continues to go, and you can see with all the selling yesterday, the stock still held up very well. Let's go into that 5-minute chart, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Once the market tested that high, it pulled back. Now, early in the day, I had mentioned to my members that this was a very weak rally, and I knew that because of the 10p indicator. I'm going to put that up so you can see it. This is all I use to trade the S&P futures. We'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Rally, rally, rally. This indicator would normally show a big market rally on a move like this. What did the market do? Barely moved higher with mixed candles in here. That's not a strong rally, especially not for a move like that in the indicator. That was a sign that this bearish cross here would probably be pretty legitimate. And we get another cross right in here. Tells us, look out. We're not getting a market rally in here like that. We got a little bounce off of this decline, but really not much to speak of. That little bounce was very quickly erased with these two long red candles, and then the market is not even able to get back up to the high of that bounce. Then gradually the selling pressure continues. Once we take out the low here, then we start searching for sell stops. And that's where buyers would be. Buy, 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 buy. So you could see horizontal support in there. They get flushed out, and then you get some sell programs into the close. I don't see this as anything more than really being program driven at the end here. Once we crack down through the low of the day and we crack down to the prior day's low, the selling pressure started to accelerate. That was a nice little sell signal there. We get a nice little rally here in the indicator. This is a bullish divergence, and whoosh, there it goes. Look for some programs today to try and push the market down. This is a normal expiration, so we should see some excitement late in the day. We should be looking for some option lottery trades. So I'm looking for a early test of the low, test it a couple of times, bounce right in here, and then we get a little gradual rally higher. If we're making a new low for the day after 2 hours of trading today, I would favor the short side, but keep it super, super small because the momentum has recently been to the upside. I found it very, very difficult to short stocks. When I do short, I'm shorting the S&P futures so that I don't have 4 or 5 stocks that I've got to cover. I've only got one instrument, and I can be in and out. My preference is to trade from the long side and to trade some of these really, really hot sectors. We've got biotech has been hot. We've got EV, clean energy stocks have been super hot. Crypto has been hot. All of the stocks that you see here on the left have been excellent candidates. So let's take a look at some that might work today. DDD, some of these stocks, I would not hold them overnight, but man, have they been great on a day trading basis. But here's one that I do like, BYND. Also, nice downward sloping trend line right here. You can see it visually. Started all the way back in October, broken to the upside yesterday, closed above the 100-day and the 50-day moving averages. Excuse me, that's a 200-day and the 50-day moving averages. It could be a little bit soft this morning. You can see how it gave some of those gains back yesterday. Watch for it to test this level right here. If it does and it finds support with the market, I think this could be a nice swing trade that you can carry for a few days. Now, you're not buying a stock that's gone parabolic. You're buying one that has actually come and tested the support level 1, 2. This is a nice horizontal support level. You could even leverage that. Let's see what the earnings date is on it. 225. So you've got lots of time and lots of options for selling out of the money bullish put spreads. I think BYND could work really, really well. So again, nice horizontal support here. Stock carries a lot of option applied volatility. If it pulls back today, we want to see this 200-day moving average hold. You can see that it comes into play at 134.85. So let's call it $135. Want to see that $135 support, and then you could start looking at maybe selling a 120, 117.50 bullish put spread here. I don't know that you'll be able to go much lower, but who knows? Let's see how the prices firm up today, and that's one that I would certainly take a look at. Keep going down our heavy buying list. I don't want anything that's gone too parabolic here. SPCE's had some nice news. That's a beautiful breakout, but the train has left the station there. Qualcomm was one that I was looking at. Qualcomm actually looks really good. You can see that it's got this nice horizontal breakout here, a gap higher, excellent volume. So watch for Qualcomm to come down and test that horizontal breakout right here. Let's see when the earnings are, 2-3. So you've only got a couple of weeks that you can sell some out of the money bullish put spreads on. Nice little upward sloping trend line here. Qualcomm doesn't carry a ton of option premium, but what you'd like to do is you'd like to get down to that 155 strike price. So that's support right there because it was resistance. Now it's going to be support, and you're below that. You've also got this resistance level right here, which would have been roughly the opening at 159. That's also good. I think Qualcomm could be a decent little play here. You've also got an upward sloping trend line that comes into play right here. I can draw that for you. I'm going to click here. Going to click here. There's your upward sloping trend line. You've got multiple support to lean on, and the stock has shown you that it wants to move higher. So out of the trades that I'll show you this morning, the ones that I like, look for a market pullback. Here's how you have to play it today. Market first, market first, market first. The absolute first order of business is we want to see how the market opens. We want to make sure that support holds. If support holds, then we know that that upward sloping channel that I defined earlier is going to hold and that SPY 370 level is going to be preserved. So 377, the lower end of this horizontal trading range, that is where I expect to see support this morning. Bounce off of it a couple times, test it. Yes, there are still buyers there. Now the market can gradually grind higher. So once that scenario is in play, and you know that the market has found support, then you can take a look at stocks like BYND. You could take a look at stocks like Qualcomm. Make sure that they've also been able to hold their support levels, and then sell out of the money bullish put spreads below those support levels. If you are a swing trader, that's the strategy you want to use. Distance yourself from the action, take advantage of accelerated time premium decay. If you are a day trader, that's going to be your excellent entry point for day trades. But you don't just have to look there. Heavy buying is a great list. Relative strength 30 will be a great list. And the reason that I like to trade market declines on the open is because the strongest stocks are moving higher, higher, higher when the market is moving lower, lower, lower. What does that tell me? That tells me that those stocks have buyers galore. Those are the ones that are going to rally really hard once the market finds support. So relative strength 30 will be one of the searches that we'll be watching on the open today. Bull run is another fantastic day trading search. So these three searches, heavy buying, relative strength 30, bull run, as the market comes in, those are the stocks you want to be looking at. Click through these lists, find the stocks that have the best relative strength, wait for market support, buy those stocks. Those are the ones that are going to take off. If by chance we get the market wrong, oh, gee, I thought there was market support. Now look, there's another leg down in the market. If that happens and you are long these stocks with relative strength and heavy volume, they are going to hold their bid extremely well. You'll be able to exit that position, maybe at a profit, certainly at a break even. If you've got to take a loss, it's probably going to be very tiny because buyers are lined up. That is our edge. That's why we trade stocks and not the S&P 500. If there's a huge move coming intraday, then of course I trade the futures and I use my 10P indicator. I hope that all of this helps you get some clarity before the open today. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. I don't typically post videos before the open. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you don't have your notifications on, you're going to miss the two trades that I just highlighted. So make sure you do that. Have a great weekend. Good luck with your trading. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.